Although The Chair Company is HBO's biggest comedy show in years, that doesn't mean that Tim Robinson's new critical success wasn't a huge risk. Tim Robinson has become one of the internet's favorite comedians in recent years, but the actor and writer has been around for a lot longer than readers might assume. For some readers, Netflix's I Think You Should Leave might be the first place that they saw Robinson, while others may remember his short-lived sitcom Detroitus. Now that HBO's The Chair Company has proven a huge hit for Robinson, the star's profile is set to rise even further, but his screen career really began back in 2012. Robinson was a featured performer on Saturday Night Live for the 2012 to 2013 season, but he transitioned to working as a writer on the show instead after one season. From 2013 until 2017, Robinson appeared in shows like Documentary Now and Making History, before 2017 saw him and Sam Richardson create the sitcom Detroitus. The Chair Company is HBO's biggest comedy show in 5 years. Detroitus only lasted 2 seasons, but Robinson finally gained mainstream recognition with the arrival of his Netflix sketch show, I Think You Should Leave, in 2019. The show's success saw him earn guest appearances in everything from The Simpsons to Solar Opposites during the years that followed, but even this couldn't prepare Robinson for his 2025 success. Robinson's new HBO comedy series The Chair Company debuted with a perfect Rotten Tomatoes rating of 100% and soon became HBO's biggest new comedy since Avenue 5 back in 2020. With an audience of 1.4 million between its premiere and its first 3 days on HBO Max, the show was a verifiable smash hit with audiences and critics alike. The Chair Company was a major risk for Tim Robinson, Virginia Sherwood at HBO. Although Robinson's comedy series commanded a debut audience of 1.4 million, this doesn't make The Chair Company any less of a risk for both HBO and its star. I Think You Should Leave's creator is best known for viral short-form sketch comedy, whereas The Chair Company is a strange, serialized mystery comedy miniseries. Since season 1 hasn't wrapped up yet, it is hard to tell whether The Chair Company will tell a self-contained story or if the corporate satire will leave the door open for a follow-up. While Severance's successful debut season spawned a follow-up, that series was darker and less broadly comedic than Robinson's cringe comedy. That said, The Chair Company itself is too dark and surreal to be treated as a sitcom, and its serialized storyline means Robinson's new show will need to provide answers to some of its bizarre mysteries eventually. This makes the show a risky proposition, as it makes Robinson the leading man of a series with few clear precedents. There are many successful sketch shows that have lasted for years, and plenty of sitcoms that manage the same feat. However, The Chair Company's blend of paranoid mystery, cringe comedy, and surreal silliness is entirely unique, so it is tough to tell whether the show can sustain a second season even if its stellar ratings practically demand a renewal. It is tough to see how Robinson's comedy show will face the future after its first outing wraps up. That being said, The Chair Company remains an exciting development for the star's blossoming career. Robinson's critically acclaimed comedy movie Friendship underperformed at the box office earlier in 2025, so it is exciting to see this series excelling months later. The Chair Company redeems Tim Robinson's forgotten 2-season sitcom. The underperformance of Friendship was hardly shocking, since the movie's bizarre blend of bromance and dark, cringe-inducing humor was hardly appealing to the mainstream. Its storyline mixed elements of 2009's I Love You, Man and 1996's The Cable Guy, even though the latter was a financial flop upon its original release. However, an early disappointment that was much more surprising was the underperformance of Robinson's sitcom Detroitus. Co-starring and co-created by Robinson's fellow Detroit native Sam Richardson, Detroitus was a hilarious slice-of-life series that follows Richardson's Sam and Robinson's Tim as they work at a failing ad agency. While Detroitus Season 3 could happen thanks to the career resurgences that both Richardson and Robinson have enjoyed in recent years, the original series was never able to gain a significant following despite its critical acclaim. The sitcom earned a staggering 95% from critics on Rotten Tomatoes, and this was paired with an 88% audience rating. For Detroitus, the problem was always ratings, which started low and only got lower as the series progressed. The series never made it above 0.5 million viewers, premiering with 0.447 million and dropping below 0.25 million by midway through Season 2. Despite cameos from Keegan-Michael Key, Jason Sudeikis, and Connor O'Malley, the series simply never found its audience.